Ever met an arrogant jerk and just wished somebody would put them in their place? How satisfying is it to see them go from cocky?
Yeah, but I will have a degree, and you'll be serving my kids fries at a drive-thru on our way to a skiing trip.
To regretting they ever opened their mouth.
Well, I got a number. How do you like them apples?
From the jerk in the bar to the person at work who tries to undermine you in front of everyone. Not to mention legendary comebacks.
Out of order. I show you out of order.
And one of the most epic ways to disarm someone who's got everything on you. I'm breaking down some of the all-time greatest examples of making an aggressive person sorry, starting with Harvey Specter.
Take a swing and see what happens.
Okay, let's back up. Harvey is the lawyer for Morello Asset Management, and he's trying to get business records from one of the firm's managers, or just doing his job to protect the company. Everything's going fine until the manager, Sam, gives Harvey an attitude of, "Oh, I need to take orders from you."
One more thing.
And things escalate when Harvey asks for a list of company trades.
Well, I can't give you that.
Notice the cockiness, but Harvey doesn't take the bait. He calmly explains the situation.
That's not a request. We need to protect the company, and we're covered under attorney-client privilege.
And I'm telling you, I'm not giving you shit. Just because I don't have a fancy degree doesn't mean you get to come into my house and order me around. And you go whine to Morello, and I'll knock you on your ass at the pussy you are.
Now, as the guy's talking, Harvey is calculating. What's the threats? Physical violence and looking like a bitch for tattletaling to the boss. And he's weighing those against his leverage, his advantage or position of strength.
You don't mind if I look around for myself?
We've had a clean record for 50 years. Please, Harvey, look around.
This is Dean Morello. Harvey's strong connection to him is his leverage, and he's about to use it with full force.
Well, Sam, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I've been working for your boss, Dean Morello, for a very long time, and let me tell you something. You try to stonewall me, you'll be out on the street in less than a week. As for the other stuff, do I think that I'm smarter than you? You're damn right I do. But if you think that means that I can't kick your ass up and down this floor, take a swing and see what happens. I didn't think so.
And right there, Harvey knows that fighting in the workplace will likely get the guy fired. Trust me, I know. And takes the opportunity to embarrass him, knowing that he'll back down. And all the other insults about, "You fancy lawyers." Harvey doesn't apologize. He just owns it. By not explaining yourself, you can dominate a situation, just like Billy Beane.
This is not a discussion.
As general manager of the Oakland A's baseball team, Billy has these guys, his scouts, to help pick players. But after budget cuts and losing his star players, he needs a smarter strategy, since other teams can just outspend them.
We're still trying to replace Giambi. Told you we can't do it. And we can't do it. Now, what we might be able to do is recreate him.
Billy's radical approach is selecting players who have a high percentage of getting on base, even if they aren't the most athletic or most proven. And how do the scouts react?
Number one, Jason's little brother, Jeremy.
Billy, look, Billy, if I may, he certainly has had his problems off the field, and we know what he can't do on the field.
He's getting a little thicker on the waist, you know?
Well, his on-base percentage is all we're looking at now. And Jeremy gets on base an awful lot for a guy who only costs $285,000.
Jeez, Billy.
Number two, David Justice.
Oh, no.
Notice how he just interrupts the criticism and keeps going, completely unfazed. He knows if he shows weakness and listens sympathetically to every little complaint, he'll lose the confidence of everyone in the room.
His legs are gone.
Billy.
He's a defensive liability, and I question whether the bat speed's still there.
His legs are gone.
Grady.
We'll be lucky to get 60 games out of him. Why do you like him?
Now, this guy just directly questioned Billy and put him on the spot. What Billy does next is brilliant. Now, in a literal sense, the question, "Why do you like him?" is questioning the choice of the player, David Justice. But Billy sees through this. He knows the guy is really questioning the overall strategy that Billy already clearly explained. In truth, the question was designed to undermine Billy's strategy. So, does Billy dignify that with an answer?
Why do you like him?
Because he gets on base.
Sometimes less is more. By barely acknowledging, he sends a clear message to everyone that he's not changing his stance. But they're still not backing down.
Scott Hatterberg.
Who? Hatterberg.
Exactly. Sounds like an Oakland A already.
Wait a minute, let me get this straight. So, you're not going to bring in one but 3 defective players to replace Giambi. Is that what I'm hearing?
You're not buying into this Bill James bullshit, are you?
Okay, pause. That question is actually a trap. If Billy answers it yes or no, he indirectly admits that his method is bullshit. This guy is using a tactic called a no-win question, a question framed in a way that any answer implies guilt. Okay, example. If I asked you, have you stopped cheating on your wife? If you say yes, you admit you used to cheat. If you say no, you admit you're still cheating. Either option, you admit guilt. So rather than answering the question, what does Billy do?
This is the new direction of the Oakland A's.
We've been working our asses off for the last 6.5 weeks to make this ball club better, and you're shitting all over it.
This is not a discussion.
Right there.
This is not a discussion.
I ain't gonna repeat myself, bitch. When you've answered someone repeatedly and they continue to come at you, know when to say enough. And you know what's even more satisfying than putting someone in their place? But even better than being right is asserting yourself so thoroughly that everyone knows you are never to be f***ed with. Like Miranda, the big boss of fashion. See, she's got a newbie in her office, Andy Sachs, who's about to regret her own existence.
What do you think?
Yeah. Well, you know me.
She's like, hey, you prissy little fashion bitches, why you obsessing over these pointless details? And here's where she confronts Miranda.
It's a tough call. They're so different.
Right there. It may seem innocent, but it's really pretty obnoxious. And there's aggression behind that snicker. It undermines everything Miranda has built her career on. And the subcommunication is, this is stupid, I think you're a joke. And she's about to regret it.
Something funny?
No, nothing's, it's just that both those belts look exactly the same to me. I'm still learning about this stuff and,
Again, she's undermining the seriousness of the belts. Note the very subtle hint of sarcasm.
Learning about this stuff.
Stuff? Oh, I see. You think this has nothing to do with you. You go to your closet and you select, I don't know, that lumpy blue sweater, for instance, because you're trying to tell the world that you take yourself too seriously to care about what you put on your back, but what you don't know is that that sweater is not just blue, it's actually cerulean. And you're also blithely unaware of the fact that cerulean quickly showed up in the collections of 8 different designers. And then it filtered down through the department stores and then trickled on down into some tragic casual corner where you no doubt fished it out of some clearance bin.
Okay, why is this brilliant? She's not addressing the aggression directly. Instead, she's actually showing Andy how she's wrong and literally shifting her viewpoint by educating her, while also casually throwing in a jab at her lack of fashion awareness. But she's not done.
However, that blue represents millions of dollars and countless jobs, and it's sort of comical how you think that you've made a choice that exempts you from the fashion industry when in fact you're wearing a sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room from a pile of stuff.
Remember the jab from earlier?
Learning about this stuff.
Miranda tied this into her speech perfectly. See, Andy's subcommunication was, your joke, this isn't serious. Miranda's comeback hits on that exact point.
It's millions of dollars and countless jobs.
And on top of that, she uses Andy's own article of clothing to demonstrate in front of everyone just how ignorant she is. And then, the grand finale.
You're wearing a sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room.
Subcommunication? You're a little girl. Where the grown-ups know your place. The best way to make someone regret being aggressive with you is when they are forced to look at how stupid they are. And it's a total mic drop, just like this guy.
Do you like apples?
This is Will hunting. Let's rewind a few moments earlier. Will and his boys, all from a rough neighborhood, decide to switch up their scene and hit up a Harvard bar. Chucky goes to work his magic on the ladies.
So I think I had a class with you.
Oh yeah? What class?
History.
The man's doing pretty okay, actually, but someone's about to change his luck.
What class did you say that was?
History.
Yeah. Just history?
Now, right out of the gate, he's using a dismissive, mocking tone. And if Chucky wasn't aware that this guy is aggressive towards him, well...
I remember that class. It was just between recess and lunch.
Clark, why don't you go away?
It's now pretty clear he's the jerk, and watching this, I'm just begging for someone to put Ponytail in the corner.
I was just hoping you might give me some insight into the evolution of the market economy in the southern colonies. My contention is that prior to the Revolutionary
He goes
War,
on and on, displaying just how smart he is, obviously trying to make Chucky look stupid by comparison. How badly do you just want to punch this dude in the face? Just
That's your
Hang on a
contention.
second.
You're a first-year grad student. You just got finished reading some Marxian historian, Pete Garrison probably. You're gonna be convinced of that till next month when you get to James Lemon. Then you're gonna be talking about how the economies of Virginia and Pennsylvania were entrepreneurial and capitalist way back in 1740.
Oh, did I mention Will's got a 1 in a million IQ?
That's gonna last until next year. You're gonna be in here regurgitating Gordon Wood, talking about, the pre-revolutionary utopia and the capital forming effects of military mobilization.
as a matter of fact, I won't, because Wood drastically underestimates the impact of social
Wood drastically underestimates the impact of social distinctions predicated upon wealth, especially inherited wealth. You got that from Vickers. Work in Essex County, page 98, right? Yeah, I read that too. Were you gonna plagiarize the whole thing for us? Do you have any thoughts of your own on this matter? Or is that your thing? You come into a bar, you read some obscure passage, and then pretend you pawn it off as your own idea just to impress some girls? Embarrass my friend?
Now look, 99 out of 100 people couldn't talk the way Will did. But there is one thing he did that anyone can do. He pointed out exactly what Ponytail was doing. Trying to impress some girls and embarrass his friend. That's pretty hard to come back from. Why? Because it's true. If you ever see someone displaying rude or off-putting behavior, calling them out on exactly what they're doing will do serious damage because they know it's true. But Will's just getting warmed up.
See, the sad thing about a guy like you is in 50 years, you're gonna start doing some thinking on your own, and you're gonna come up with the fact that there are two certainties in life. One, don't do that. And two, you dropped 150 grand on a fucking education you could have got for $1.50 in late charges at the public library.
Now, when you call someone out on their bullshit and they have zero defense left, there's only one thing you could always expect them to resort to, which is to insult you in any way they can.
Yeah, but I will have a degree, and you'll be serving my kids fries at a drive-thru on our way to a skiing trip.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but at least I won't be unoriginal. But I mean, if you have a problem like that, I mean, we could just step outside. We could figure it out.
Oh man, there's no problem. It's cool.
It's cool? Yeah, cool.
When Will gets dealt the ski trip insult, a lot of people would be tempted to throw an insult back, but Will just agrees and laughs it off. Why does this work? Well, what's at stake for all these guys? Pride? Will doesn't give a fuck about being lower class. He's proud of who he is. How about the approval and attention of the girls? Well, Will already exposed Ponytail as the jerk. He didn't even need to threaten stepping outside. He already won. And in case Ponytail wasn't clear on that...
Do you like apples?
Yeah.
Well, I got a number. How do you like them apples?
Check f***ing mate. Dude's got to swallow his defeat and his embarrassment, just like the guy in one of the most epic moments in movie history. You got B Rabbit, Eminem's character, and Papa Doc, who's the head rapper of his rival gang. This confrontation plays out in the form of a rap battle, which is basically who has the most hard-hitting insults against the other guy. And Papa Doc has some serious material to use against B Rabbit. See, Rabbit is what you might call white trash. He's broke, lives in a trailer with his ma, and his embarrassments throughout the film have just been stacking up to this point. First, his friend Wink, who he said can get Rabbit a record deal, betrays him. Rabbit finds out Wink is part of his rival gang, Leaders of the Free World, and finds him having with his girl. Rabbit then gets beat up by Free World. Papa Doc holds Jimmy at gunpoint and threatens to kill him. And if things aren't bad enough for Rabbit, his crew is an embarrassment too, as his boy Cheddar Bob accidentally shoots himself in the leg during an altercation with Free World. Flash forward to this battle. Rabbit knows all of this is going to be used against him. So how do we go from this to this? Well, remember how Will acknowledges his shortcomings?
You'll be serving my kids fries.
Yeah, maybe.
This is such a powerful way to disarm an aggressor. And Rabbit?
I know everything he's got to say against me.
Well, he takes it to a whole nother level.
I am white. I am a f***ing punk. I too lived in a trailer with my mom.
He preempts all the things that Papa Doc has on him.
And we did my girl.
The crowd goes absolutely f***ing nuts. It's so out of left field, and yet they love it. Why?
I'm still standing here screaming your the free world.
Well, in spite of everything, he's firmly standing his ground. The most important thing you can do to your opponent is take away every ammunition they have by not only admitting your flaws, but owning them and being proud of who you are.
All if you doubt me, I'm a piece of white trash, I say it proudly.
Why did this work so well? Papa Doc can't use any of the insults that Rabbit already used on himself. He just looked like an idiot, and Rabbit knew the guy would have had nothing else prepared. And so what does Papa Doc come back with? Legendary. Yet somehow, it's still only the second most epic crowd goes wild moment behind Lieutenant Colonel Frank Slade.
Out of order. I show you out of order.
Frank, who's a blind war veteran, is left in care of this guy, Charlie Sims, while his family's away, and they develop a kind of mentor-mentee relationship.
There's only 2 syllables in this whole wide world worth your pussy. Are you listening to me, son? I'm giving you pearls here.
Did I mention I love this movie? Charlie is a student at Baird, a rich kid prep school that funnels into all the Ivy League universities. But Charlie's family is quite poor, so unlike the rich kids, he's there on a scholarship. One night, him and his friend, George Willis Jr., witnessed 3 classmates setting up a prank to damage the headmaster, Mr. Trask's sports car, and humiliate him. When Trask finds out Charlie was a witness, he pressures it, offering Harvard admission if he rats out on the others and threatening expulsion if he stays silent. But Charlie has too much integrity to rat. So Trask calls a meeting of the school disciplinary committee in front of the whole school to put Charlie and George Jr. on trial, and Frank shows up to support Charlie. Immediately, Trask is aggressive towards him.
Who is this, Mr. Sims?
This is Mr. Frank Slade, Lieutenant Colonel, United States Army, retired. I'm here in place of Charlie's parents.
Excuse me?
Trask is being the aggressor by dominating the exchange and questioning the colonel. A simple way to take back control is to be the one asking questions and getting answers.
And what is your relationship to Mr. Sims?
Is this a courtroom?
The closest thing we could manage to it.
And if we're taking oaths, there's a few people I'd like to swear in.
There are no oaths at Baird. We are all on our honor.
Larry and Franny Sims are very dear, close friends of mine. They've asked me to appear here in Charlie's behalf. Okay?
Again, Frank is the one asking the question, and Trask is forced to back down.
Happy to have you with us, Colonel.
Trask asks George Jr. to rat, and he makes an excuse about not having his glasses and not being able to see, and says he maybe saw
Harry Havemeyer, Trent Potter, and Jimmy Jameson.
Maybe.
Ballpark, best guess.
He takes the coward's way out, ratting, yet not doing so in a way that Trask can use as evidence. Trask then turns to Charlie, giving him another chance to save himself from expulsion. But still, Charlie takes the courageous path and refuses to rat, so Trask recommends to the committee that he be expelled. This would be devastating. It would ruin Charlie's life. Unlike all the other rich kids, he will never have a chance at a scholarship again.
I'm sorry too, Mr. Sims. Because you know what I'm going to do inasmuch as I can't punish Mr. Havemeyer, Mr. Potter, or Mr. Jameson. And I won't punish Mr. Willis. He's the only party to this incident who is still worthy of calling himself a Baird man. I'm going to recommend to the disciplinary committee that you be expelled. Mr. Sims, you are a cover-up artist and you are a liar.
But not a snitch.
Excuse me?
No, I don't think I will.
This is genius from the colonel. If you know you're taking a stance for something righteous, you don't have to go into someone else's frame when they want you to back down or apologize.
Mr. Sims, I will give you one final opportunity to speak up.
Mr. Sims doesn't want it. He doesn't need to be labeled still worthy of being a Baird man. What is your motto here? Boys, inform on your classmates, save your hide. Anything short of that, we're gonna burn you at the stake? Well, gentlemen, when the shit hits the fan, some guys run and some guys stay. Here's Charlie facing the fire, and there's George hiding in Big Daddy's pocket. And what are you doing? You're gonna reward George. forge and destroy Charlie.
What the Colonel's doing here is very simple. He's calling out Trask on his bullshit. This is a simple technique. If someone's doing something wrong, simply point it out. Same way Will called out Ponytail for regurgitating some passage he found in a textbook.
Are you finished, Mr. Slade?
No, I'm just getting warmed up.
Not only does the Colonel not get thrown off by Trask's dismissive question, he uses it as a springboard to assert himself further, just like Harvey did when the guy questioned him, "Oh, you think you're smarter than me?"
You're damn right I do.
But there's a sequence of 5 more key things Frank does next which are legendary. 1. Calling into question Trask's values and mission as a headmaster.
You're building a rat ship here. A vessel for seagoing snitches. And if you think you're preparing these minnows for manhood, you better think again. Because I say you are killing the very spirit this institution proclaims it instills. What a sham.
2. He undermines Trask's own integrity.
I mean, the only class in this act is sitting next to me, and I'm here to tell you, this boy's soul is intact. It's non-negotiable. You know how I know? Someone here, and I'm not gonna say who, offered to buy it. Only Charlie here wasn't selling.
He doesn't even have to outright say it was Trask. By inserting the seed of doubt, he lets everyone in the room know that Trask's character should not be trusted. And Trask feels the heat, so he snaps back.
Sir, you're out of order.
Out of order? I show you out of order. You don't know what out of order is, Mr. Trask. I'd show you, but I'm too old. I'm too tired. I'm too f***ing blind. If I were the man I was 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place. Out of order. Who the hell do you think you're talking to? I've been around, you know.
3. The Colonel contrasts his character and life experience to Trask's.
There was a time I could see, and I have seen, boys like these, younger than these, their arms torn out, their legs ripped off. But there is nothing like the sight of an amputated spirit. There is no prosthetic for that. You think you're merely sending this splendid foot soldier back home to Argonne with his tail between his legs, but I say you are executing his soul!
See, the Colonel is sub-communicating. You're running a high school. I've experienced life and war and death. He's establishing himself as a more credible man to talk on values of right and wrong than Trask, so the room will see his side as more valid. Now, remember how Miranda made Andy regret her own words?
I'm still learning about this stuff.
Stuff?
Frank is about to do the same. 4. He uses Trask's words against him. See, right before the hearing, Trask was going on about how great the values of the school are.
We are, in fact, known around the world as the cradle of this country's leadership. Stand down, Mr. Slade.
I'm not finished. As I came in here, I heard those words, cradle of leadership. Well, when the bow breaks, the cradle will fall, and it has fallen here. It has fallen. Be careful what kind of leaders you're producing here. I don't know if Charlie's silence here today is right or wrong. I'm not a judge or jury, but I can tell you this. He won't sell anybody out to buy his future, and that, my friends, is called integrity. That's called courage. Now that's the stuff leaders should be made of.
5. Being okay with admitting your faults. Again, just like Will.
Yeah, maybe.
Frank uses his weak point as a strength in his argument.
I always knew what the right path was. Without exception, I knew, but I never took it. You know why? It was too damn hard. Now here's Charlie. He's come to the crossroads. He has chosen a path. It's the right path. It's a path made of principle that leads to character. Let him continue on his journey. You hold this boy's future in your hands, committee. It's a valuable future. Believe me, don't destroy it. Protect it. Embrace it. It's gonna make you proud one day, I promise you.
Trask was aggressive in trying to punish, while Frank disarmed him by making the argument about something completely different and winning over the entire room. But in the end, was it enough?
The Joint Student-Faculty Disciplinary Committee needs no further sessions. They have come to a decision. Messrs. Havemeyer, Potter, and Jameson are placed on probation for suspicion of ungentlemanly conduct. It is further recommended that Mr. George Willis, Jr. receive neither recognition nor commendation for his cooperation. Mr. Charles Sims is excused from any further response to this incident.
Hoorah! And if all of this wasn't sweet enough, remember how Will put the cherry on top by getting the girl?
Well, I got a number.
It turns out that having principles and standing up to a jerk is widely attractive to women, and not an exception in the case of the Colonel. So if you ever come across an asshole, what are you gonna do? Know where you have leverage. Be confident in your strong points and weak points. If you know your position is right, stand your ground. If you have flaws, know when to be proud in spite of them. If a jerk is doing something wrong, just call it out as is. And by the way, don't resort to physical violence. Remember, these are scripted scenes made up by Hollywood writers. In real life, people can and will take you up on this, and you could end up in a hospital or in jail. True story, I have an uncle who's a prison guard. Some of his inmates are just normal guys who accidentally killed someone in a fight. Use your words, and if all else fails and someone's trying to fight you, as my uncle taught me, the best weapon in a fight is your legs. And if you think I'm a well, next time you're covering up your black eye or tossing some dude salad in jail, I'll be sitting here on my couch creating these videos. Speaking of which, YouTube thinks you'll like this one.